enjoy this love. Only you bad of it, my chest. Your back asset, you know they play my jumba rest. Me see my jolly, but no better make Congo. Baby, Congo so. You did see me no fi kill am for my head. I need to know what you did. Oh yes, send me all look again. Shabali, you know the day. Oh.
Calvin Boy, Opamumpo, and one ebo. See, no meboa.
Excellent.
Excellence.
You like you did a calendar year.
Which
the
song
2024, yeah.
In December
2024.
Yeah, but it's a remix of an original song, right?
No. But they blow up now.
The one with Kevin Boy.
Yeah.
It's a remix of an original song.
Is it?
Excellent.
It's not.
No, it's
Excellent is not.
No.
Oh, okay.
Excellent.
It's not.
There's no remix. It's a song. It's just it's a song.
Oh, okay.
It's not a remix.
But that's the interesting thing. It was released in December.
Yes.
Now it a bang.
Yes.
But that's normal. I mean,
But that's normal.
Take a product life cycle.
I think he's even lucky
ages,
that it came earlier. Some people it take like maybe months or even years. So they didn't. But see, I knew my no.
January and
So what it simply means is that it was released in December.
Yeah. So he fits the calendar.
And in January,
exactly.
It's making
February,
waves.
it started make waves, and that's releasing a song, and after 2 months, you have it making waves. So forget about the year aspect.
Yeah.
Like, it took 2 to 3 months, and it's all over the place.
It's all over the
It's
place.
normal.
Because people don't get it like that.
Can we enter the TGMA with this?
He qualified.
But it to be reviewed from the perspective of its last year performance.
You get it? So you check when it was released in last year, is in December.
Yeah.
So if it was released, let's say 15th, between 15th and 31st December, how did they perform? Not how it is performing now.
But when it comes to voting, will people look at it that way? Because if I'm voting, I'm not going to vote. I'm voting based on how I feel right now.
Yeah, I understand you. That's human beings. So human beings will always be who they are, and that's why the system always has the structures in place to be able to ensure that it maintains a particular path of pursuit consistently.
And that's latency effect. You know how.
Hey, them.
Prof.
See, we have the primacy effect and the latency effect, and this as a result of the latency effect. How latest it is, it's very fresh on your mind. So I mean that's
Austin would say recency bias.
Because it's recent, so you're biased towards that particular sound because of how recent.
By the bang,
it bang, be solid tune.
If you do some corner,
hey,
bang.
When you
no corner.
And
then now
and then me person me
that's the song you were dancing to, you and Efia Pokua.
Yes.
High Life program. It's in Nkobon.
But it's High Life.
No, that's the Lumba program.
If you call it Afrobeats,
that's the Lumba air performance.
It is the High Life informed Afrobeats.
Yeah. That's the Lumba performance.
Who sent Edem? Who sent Edem? Who sent you?
I know quite twins. I'm friend of money. Because I didn't back on the mood to catch me.
Okay, boy. It's now time for Showbiz Review. It's brought to you by Betway. You always get way more with Betway and Franco Trading Enterprise. Still phone Papa Pafi. This morning I've been joined by gentleman Robert Kla, Edem, and of course Kwame Datsi. And it's an issue at hand. Okay, so our first one, it says he sounds better when he is quiet. Made zero impact as Deputy Minister Nanaba attacks Okraku-Mantey. And I want to believe we've heard the audio or seen the video of what Nanaba said about Okraku-Mantey. Have you, Kwame?
I have seen it.
Edem, okay, so we have the audio here. We're going to play the audio. When we come back, we'll pick up this topic and have an extensive conversation on it.
He's not honorable.
Oh, I just love you.
But how is he honorable? Why is he honorable?
Thank you.
But who are you talking about again?
Honorable Mark Okraku-Mantey.
He is not an honorable. Don't give people titles they don't own.
God bless you.
He's not honorable. He's not. How is he honorable?
Did he ever
only
go to
honorable
parliament?
when he's not a member of parliament. He's never been.
God
Okay,
bless you.
Mr. Okraku-Mantey.
Now you're talking.
Put him where it
Belongs. He said what? That there are issues in the entertainment space.
Yes.
How did he deal with that when he was a radio presenter?
Woman of valor.
He was a radio presenter for a very long time. How did he use his space to deal with all of those Dambo issues? Let's put his initial profession aside. He was given a position that would allow him to make the space he's complaining about better. What was his impact? It was zero. You know what? He sounds better when he's quiet. He sounds better when he's quiet. He shouldn't talk about what people are using their space for, because he's not been impactful. His impact has been zilch, zero, nothing. Listening to him talk about the entertainment space, and I'm sure you have a video of it also.
Yeah, we have video.
Yes.
Yes.
I don't play it, please. It will be like watching paint dry, boring and drab.
Hey, Nana.
Hey, woman of valor.
Oh, I'm fine. Look at me, I'm so calm.
Yeah, and delivering the shots, innit?
Yeah, I don't need to listen to him.
The producer so
Watching paint dry.
Okay.
Daybreak hits.
Right, so there you go. That was the voice of media personality, CEO of Woman of Valor, Nanaba Anamwa, on Showbiz or United Showbiz last Saturday on UTV. So we just want you to know that we tried reaching out to Mark for response, but he said no comments. Mark Okraku-Mantey said no comments. And this morning, I believe that I have the right people here for us to have this discussion. And, you know, it's gone on. Yesterday, I saw a post from my brother Kwame Datsi on Facebook. I think I've seen quite a few of them as well on social media. Quite a number of people were not happy about the comments. Others, on the other hand, are okay with it. So I believe this is where we need to dissect the issue. So who should I start with? Kwame, since you actually put the post on Facebook first, or we should start? Okay, Edem, let's start with you.
I don't have a lot to say about this, but what I'll say is that, I mean, we need to accord.
And you know, crazy, you don't have a lot to say.
I mean, in our disagreement, we need to, be respectful to those we dissent. I mean, we need to show some level of decorum, because, you know, in communication, if you are not careful, there is always a noise which can crowd your message, the coherence in the message, and as a result, it can make your message not come out well. So, noise in communication is anything which has the ability to distract the main import of the message you are putting across. If you listen to Nanaba extensively, she talked about certain things that she believes. I mean, it was like an address to Mark's comments on the United Showbiz program and the impact Mark had in the entertainment space, and when he was given the opportunity, he made raised some points. She raised some points in that regard. That 3 points. The program he attacked, the impact he made in the space, and the impact when he became the deputy minister. Now, after making all those arguments, then she comes with this. I think that aspect was an attack and too personal, because if you say somebody sounds better when the person is quiet, that's a bit harsh. It's a bit harsh, and we can dissent, but we need to. I'm not sure. At times, you use certain words against somebody. When same words are used against you, you can't stand it, or you can't contain it. I think that media, we are open to criticism. If you can criticize me, I can state my point, that this is my point. You say you don't agree, this is your point. There is no need to sound insulting, and that will not make the message go. And the point about deputy ministerial position, and it's like we make too much fuss about the role of the deputy minister. It's a complementary role. And most importantly, when these people do even initiatives, they bring initiatives for the ministries to adopt. You do not have to, better boss, boss and his subject relationship. You do not have to go out and even claim ownership. That it's some way. So you are always very measured in the way you go about trumpeting, especially when you have a boss. Go about trumpeting what you've done. And if you look at the role, I don't think he was a deputy minister for creative arts. It was for tourism, arts and culture. And you can ask yourself, what was the performance of the ministry within the space he was a deputy minister? It shouldn't be isolated to maybe some promises which were not honored or couldn't complete, but it should be tied in totality with the performance. And the performance are there. Looking at how, in terms of the GDP contribution, how tourism was able to move to a certain level, increasing in GDP points. There has been some growth in the space. So if you want to criticize the person, you should tie it to the growth too as well. And don't forget that tourism doesn't grow in isolation, because tourism thrives on the creative and culture. So if tourism is growing, the ripple effect will definitely affect creative arts and culture. So we need to be measured in some of the utterances, and I think we make too much fuss about like the tourism, just deputy minister role, just because maybe he's coming from the space. We can disagree. We can say, oh, okay, I'm holding his feet to the fire about this. But we should do that with respect. Honorable, and the way what honorable who gave him the title is not be a member of parliament before. That at a point it was sounding like attack to me, and for me I wasn't comfortable. It's like I feel like we as a media we should be open to criticism. When people criticize us, we can debate them on the criticism, but not to sound insulting to them, because we criticize. We criticize.
Okay, Kwame.
Doreen. Since the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and Creative Arts was created in 2013, we've had 3 deputy ministers.
Right.
First, Honorable Ablanji Fagomashi, between 2013 and 2017. Then when MPP assumed power, the very first deputy minister for that sector was Dr. Ziblim Idi, before we had Okraku-Mantey. These 3, if we're asking which of them has been very vibrant or was vibrant, was visible, I don't know. You can think about it. I'm very sure people are attacking Okraku-Mantey maybe because of his past utterances, actions, or maybe because some people have personal issues with him. I know Okraku-Mantey is somebody who may have stepped on many toes because of his blunt nature, because he speaks his mind and takes actions that are very critical. Some people have mentioned how he said Wale should not be, played on Hitz and all that as something they don't like about him. Some people go as way back as mentor days.
Yep, mentor days is more.
So you see, it appears people are not really critically assessing the mandate that was given to him as a deputy minister, but it is about the person's personality, his relationship with some people. This is not the first time I've heard Nana Abanamwa make the statement about Mark. I think some time ago she said the same thing on her radio station. Yes, I saw that video some time ago. So it is something, it's an opinion or a perception she has about Mark. But do you blame her? People who are neck deep in this industry, who don't really critically analyze issues, would go on radio, on TV and say, Obaye, onyeshe, MPP baye, omunyeshe ma creative industry. No. But it's not fair. I can say that the MPP as a government did well for tourism. Creative arts, their performance was subpar. Everybody is aware, because even the promises they made to us, how many of them were they able to fulfill? So the party, the government in general, if you are assessing them, you can say, even though they've done well for tourism, creative arts, it's not been there. And it's not only Mark. What is Mark's mandate? He is a deputy minister. Does he take decisions on his own? Yesterday, I posted a video that aired, or an interview that aired on City TV about 3 years ago, where Honorable Jifai Ablango-Mashi was saying, as a deputy minister, you are not powerful like that. You are not powerful, because even she, Ablango-Mashi, during the days when she was deputy minister, encountered similar challenges, because as a deputy minister, there was little she could do. If your boss doesn't say, go ahead and do this, you can't do it. And even if you came out with initiatives, you cannot come out and claim that Menamiyewe. You can't outshine your boss in politics. You can't do that. So the little achievements the MPP made in terms of creative art, for all you know, Mark had a role in that, but he can't come and say, this was mine.
Okay.
We may say, oh, this was MPP's. During the COVID time, you remember they gave some bus fund.
Yeah.
Where they call it stimulus or something like that. Package to creatives.
Yes.
It was during that period. He was a deputy minister. Have we asked questions about whether he had a role in that?
Or not.
Global Citizen Festival. The entire packaging and all that. Have we asked if he had a role in that? If he doesn't, or he didn't have a role in that, why are some people saying that he was the reason why he didn't perform on the night?
Okay.
So you see, there have been so many things, and I will say every day that I wish Mark was the main minister. And it's a reason now, after the election, we were rooting for a core creative to be the main minister and not the deputy. Have we even bothered to ask if Mark had challenges dealing with the main ministers, as in he not trying to be here, be on top, towering over them? Have we asked questions about maybe proposals he made that they didn't even confirm or approve? So I think it's quite unfair if we say his impact was zilch, zero. We can say it was subpar. It wasn't impressive. But to say zero means they did not do anything at all. Some of the GTA initiatives that incorporate arts in it, have we asked ourselves if Mark, as a deputy minister, possibly had some input into that? Because he was the Minister of Tourism, Arts and Culture, and these are interwoven. So he may have made some inputs, maybe in tourism, in culture, that had rippling effect on creative art. never know. Oh man, yeah, because if he does that, he's taking the shine out of Awal or Japan Mesa.
Right.
So yes, we are free to criticize, and I saw some people even questioning Mark's achievements in the industry. Somebody who played a role in the hip life revolution, Lord Kenya, hip life, contemporary high life. Even he produced the 9924s or Hinibaki Seas, Achiame, slip music. Somebody who saw the beginning of private radio in Ghana, played as a DJ on Joe FM, 1995-96. Somebody who has pushed High Life, organizes High Life Festival. Somebody who produced Efiera TV series. And most people think his role has always been music. But he's done something about even a film before. So if we are trying to run down people like this because maybe they said something we don't like about our program, fine. You can disagree with him. And let me say this. This whole controversy stems from something that he said on Peace FM about United Showbiz on UTV.
Right.
Now, every TV station or radio station, they have their models for their shows. Hitz FM's Showbiz Review is different from Showbiz A to Z.
Yeah.
If you don't take care, if I try to replicate Showbiz A to Z on this show, people will not listen.
No one will listen.
Because the Joy FM listener has become accustomed to the nature of Showbiz A to Z.
Right.
If you don't take care, and I try to replicate Showbiz Review on they will send message.
Deal with you. The listeners will deal with you.
So if United Showbiz has decided that we are doing showbiz, but we are maybe tinging it with some social issues, some political issues here and there, that is their model. And Mark, when I listened to the interview, Mark didn't say that it is wrong for them to do that. He said he thinks the focus has changed. Or say, but they can call it a different name, not showbiz, because he thinks they do other things more than showbiz. That is his opinion. I'm not sure that amount to rubbishing them. He thinks that if it was fully showbiz, maybe he would have appeared on it. But he thinks that now it has changed to a different thing, and they reserve the right to tweak their show per their policy.
Demands of the public.
Exactly. So please, yes, Mark was part of the NPP. He was a deputy minister. His mandate, and I'm not sure anybody here has seen his appointment letter to see his KPIs and what he was assigned there to do, on which basis we would have marked him and say, okay, when you went to the ministry, these were your tasks, and you were able to deliver this, that. He was there to support a main minister. The main minister was the one that called the shots. If we think that the MPP didn't do so well for the creative arts, which I think is the case, we blame the NPP or the minister. The deputy minister could never go out of his way to do things without approval from the main minister. Why don't all those people attacking Mark, why don't they ask what Awa did? He was the main minister. Why don't they ask what
Ziblim.
No, Ziblim was deputy.
Afeku.
Japa or Elizabeth Ofoswejare or Afeku. Why don't they ask what all these, the main ministers, what they did? They were in the main positions.
Right.
Adena Yembisa, why do we keep asking Mark? Because people thought, oh, Mark is from Yenyeha. Yeah. But he wasn't giving the main mantle. He was giving a deputy mantle. And it confirms what Ablan said on City TV some time ago.
Yes, and I want us to actually play the voice of Ablan so that you can actually have a...
She's
honorable
yeah.
Ablan Jifago.
And we hear the MPs, you can add the honorable to their names.
MPs are honorables.
Right, so she's honorable. Ablan Jifago.
Yeah, so add it to it.
Honorable.
There's nothing.
Well, it's good, but it's a token. And deputy minister, you don't take the decision.
Right.
And I'm wishing Mark well. You don't take the decision, and it doesn't matter if what you're saying is what should be done. But what I'm saying is that this whole industry, one person gets to sit in a deputy minister position, you think they can change what? No. It's an institutionalized problem of not placing value on the sector.
Yeah.
It's an institutionalized one. So it's not about an individual going to sit there. In any case, and I ask this, when did we have a ministry that had creative arts in there? There was Ministry of...
Daybreak Hits. Daybreak Hits.
Right, so that was Honorable Abla Jifa Gomashi.
3 years ago.
3 years ago. Hey, 3 years ago. Okay, so now back to the conversation. I believe we've heard from Kwame, we've heard from Edem. I think we'll move to Robert and then Ashes.
I think Kwame has done justice to the topic. I mean, even in his speech, he touched on certain things that I think will be interesting to investigate later.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you are a subject matter expert working under a non-expert, so to say. What does it really mean? And so in this particular case, if you're a deputy minister and somebody else has the mandate and you're supposed to follow what the person is saying, you can sometimes imagine the frustration because the whole industry will connect with you. They ask you questions like you see them regularly. You're supposed to be serving them, and so basically you have that kind of relationship. And then how do you respond to issues when at the end of the day you are still number two, you're not number one in the space? It would be nice to be able to get into that space. I don't know if they will ever be willing to share insights with us. I mean, it would make very good content. But I think that Kwame has basically spoken on all sides, and I don't know what else. We'll probably end up belaboring the points, so I don't know.
Okay, all right. So let me pick from Ashes too. Ashes.
Yeah, just like Robert said, most of my thoughts were said by Kwame. But the issue, the main issue here, has to do with the understanding of, like what Robert said, the subjects presented to us. Now, a lot of people may think that Mark actually was redundant at the ministry, but that's what Kwame just made it clear. It is not about you, the minister. You can't take glory. And governance runs differently from independent businesses. Governance is a whole machine. They move together and they move at a certain speed. You don't try to make yourself like the main guy that needs to be glorified. No, it doesn't work like that. If the president has to read the State of Nations address, they don't call every sector minister to come and read yes. He reads everything.
Right.
He takes the glory. Whatever it is, he takes it. No sector goes behind and try and readdress what the president has already addressed. Leave it like that. Let's go. That's how governance runs. So people who do not really understand those roles may criticize, may say all they want to say about Mark. But basis is what Kwame said. Mark is not the ordinary guy that needs to be rubbished. In as much as we may have our own differences here and there, I don't think anybody would have to try and rubbish Mark's achievements. That would be so unfair. And I read a few commentary on social media. What do you know? Do this. Some people are even a lot. But that's a huge personality right there in terms of show business. He couldn't have gone ahead of his main minister and tried to initiate policies which were not probably implemented in their government role. Now we are able to ask questions because we in the creative see him directly, see him as one of us. So then we can just point fingers at him. Yes, I'm one of them. I accused him in so many ways. But listen, if you go deep down into the real matter on the ground, 90% will not be his fault. He said on this, was it on this show that he said that the amphitheater mark it down at a particular date?
And it kept pushing.
Yeah.
No, he actually gave us date time.
They kept.
Because he knew the money was available by then. They had gone out to solicit for that money. It had come. But then, that money is not yours. It belongs to the country, belongs to the government. So say you are the mother of your house. The kids haven't eaten in the morning, right? You know that you can prepare porridge for them or you can do jollof for them. Which one is easy? Which one is faster? As a mother, you will choose which one is faster so the kids can at least have something to eat. Then later, right? You would think of your jollof. So the money was actually here for us to build our amphitheaters.
Yes,
but government decided otherwise. Finance minister decided otherwise. This money, let's take it to the health sector first, because the health sector needs us before the creatives. You cannot do anything as a creative and as a deputy, forget it. There's nothing you can do or say. So one would say maybe he rushed the gun by putting out
the information.
Okay, maybe the probably finance minister didn't even know that there was money there. You have gone to tell him that some cash deal. I bet carry go.
It was a World Bank grant.
Yes.
Grant, yeah. So the money actually was here. And if the man doesn't have access to the money, what would he build?
Payable?
He can't build anything.
It's money from World Bank.
Okay.
But what we are saying is it could be money from Japan.
No, I
anywhere.
agree. You are right.
Yeah.
Once president or finance minister hasn't actually said, take this money to this sector, you cannot take it there. So those amphitheaters will remain in the bush the way they are. If he had his will, he would have built more. Because Mark, that we know, loves the theater world. He's a showman. He wished like we had numerous theaters. But what can you do? The honorable minister did justice to it. At a point, he paused in the interview because you could tell that
something
but in concluding, one bullet to an opponent might receive 3 or 4. That's the conversation we're having now.
Which is what we said the last time.
Yeah.
Here.
One bullet. He went first in Jabin, right? And then the people on that show, don't expect them to come and sing your praise. They will not. They will not sing your praise. They will also give it to you, Oto.
But you know, there's something that's a bit funny about it though. In terms of the remark that he gave. If it's no longer showbiz and it's encompassing other things, maybe politics. Yeah, but he's a political figure now.
Okay.
So then really he's a good fit.
Okay. Yeah. He belongs there.
Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Because if you're saying it's not just showbiz and it's delving into areas of politics, and Mark is no longer a showbiz personality.
No, just
only.
Okay.
He's not just a showbiz personality only. You understand? He is now added to his portfolio a politician, a politician to be more appropriate. So in that particular space, I think even if you want to review from that aspect, you know, but like you're saying, I think you will throw one bullet and then
they will come at you. They will not let you rest.
Maybe 10 crap.
And you, like Kwame said, a lot of people actually are very lame in understanding the real ethics of show business and then the role Okraku-Mantey has played in show business. But to remind them, if it wasn't for Okraku-Mantey, this showbiz review
yes.
Daybreak, if it wasn't for Okraku-Mantey, he who brought this thing, an agenda for some of us all to support, we will not even be sitting here.
Right.
He's been a programs manager here. So it tells you the rich background of the guy in terms of show business.
I remember Arnold telling Anaba that, he was programs manager for Hitz FM and he elevated the station on the show. Arnold said that on the show. But
no, but that time they don't go listen. No.
But even if they but even if you then go listen, stuff, you know, it's independent of her submission.
Yeah,
of course.
So and right now, you don't go hear the other side.
No.
Hear is what you know.
You for collect.
So those are
you for collect. But yo, Mark,
but we can't take away more.
No, but let's also let Mark know that at this point in time, there are plenty people who have hate. I'll use that word for him or against him.
Even before he assumed the deputy ministerial position,
because of the mental background and the fact that he's.
I think one thing that Mark should have done. Mark is known as that hard guy, if you like.
Yeah.
I think because he knows he had quote unquote wronged many people. I think when he came in, he should have had some meeting, losing the hardness, small,
but Kwame,
socialized with because you see, sometimes it is goodwill. It's just goodwill. A lot of the people that were bashing Mark, bashing him, they had personal issues with him.
Yeah.
So I believe once he became father for the industry at that time, he should have ironed out his difference with some people, certain people that he knows had issues with.
But the Okraku-Mantey will not do that.
And as we're speaking for his mandates and all the people.
Call him right now and put him on the phone. You say the same thing. Kill yourself.
Me. I'm one of the biggest critics of Okraku-Mantey.
Kill yourself.
And I believe while he was deputy minister, he should have, gotten closer to the people, kakra.
That's
Closer as in, people still had that perception of that Mark who is hard, who might punch you if you get close, you see, they had that thing with him. But for some of us who were doing our works, we could go closer to him and speak to him and find out things from him. And he was very receptive. I think that for most people, they had that perception about Mark. And so, and that is why they do that. But if I can say one thing, you see, the ministry is tourism, art and culture. It used to be tourism alone before they added arts and culture in 2013. Tourism had already been structured. They had their act, they had everything
for ages
in place.
Yes.
Now, creative art, which before was not even aligned properly to any ministry, was now being added to the Ministry of Tourism, Art and Culture, which meant that we were now finding the structures and the documents for the creative art aspect of the ministry. And so from Okraku-Mantey's time, Honorable,
which is when it was
when they were starting the Creative Art Council small with Elizabeth Ofoswe-Jare,
still could not put it in bill for it to be
trying the act. I want to start it small. Then in 2020 December, it became a law. Creative Arts Industry Act. So 1048.
But that is when they were running the, what do you call it? Creative Arts
Agency. Council. And then it became an agency,
which was led by Mark, actually.
Yes. So what I'm trying to say is that Mark, his work may not be appreciated because they may not be tangible, as in we see dying here. But the creation, the molding of the creative arts sector of the entire ministry is taking time. Tourism is well built already. Now the creative art aspect needs documentation. We need an act. We need cultural policy. We need all that. These have been slow, but some people have been moving it. And these people are the minister, the deputy minister, the chief directors, and everybody in the ministry. So then, if we are crediting government from NDC to MPP for trying to bring together the creative industries, 13 agencies and the industries, then we can't take off the individuals in the government who played a role. We can't take out Honorable Ablanji Fagomashi and Elizabeth Ofoswe-Jare for the role they played in the Creative Arts Council, cultural policy, which other one? The acts and all that. These are fundamentals that must be laid before the creative arts sector will function and come up to the level of tourism. So then we need to know that the creative arts sector, which is now affixed to tourism industry, is still growing. That is why even the agency, we don't have an office yet. That is why the agency doesn't have an executive secretary yet. But GTA has a CEO, and they're doing things, and things are moving. So now that we have Honorable Ablanji Fagomashi, who is a true creative, heading tourism, culture, and creative arts,
the 13
agency. Now we may have the courage, the audacity to, after 4 years, say that okay, we had somebody from the industry leading, and she is leading now. This was what she did. Now she is not going to be a deputy minister to come and tell us that, oh, as a deputy minister, what can you do? Now she is the main minister. So her work within the 4-year period as a creative who is now Minister of Tourism, Art and Culture will be judged by the industry people, because he is main minister and she is main minister. I say he. She is a main minister, and her mandates are well spelled out. When you go on the Ministry of Tourism website, the mandate of the ministry is there, and it should be in tandem with the policy or the policy ideas of the NDC party.
And even if you check when the president was swearing in the ministers at the Flagstaff House, when he mentions you, he mentioned a certain KPI. I mean, and one of the KPIs the president mentioned when he was swearing in the minister was the Black Star experience,
Okay.
which is, I mean, of a creative in nature. So, I mean, it tells you that there is a lot of expectation in the creative sector, because if one of the key KPIs the president mentioned was a Black Star experience, which is expected to drive the creative arts, then it means that there is a lot of expectation, which, I mean, they need to ensure that is met, because at the end of the day, people would judge, I mean, the performance by those.
Let me quickly add this to it. The fact that we are able to also single out Kwesi Agyeman for the work that has been done
for the tourism industry.
Let's also be able to single out whoever takes over the creative arts agency and their work.
Who is going there?
I don't know, but but you understand what I'm saying? Because in the space, you are able to say, oh, this person did well, this person did that kind of stuff. We also want to be able to call out. So, because sometimes when you just put everybody together, hidden under a particular
please
title.
Okay.
Sorry, I have a message from an industry person whose name she doesn't want her name to be but let me say, if someone's tenure wasn't impactful, it wasn't impactful. Let's call a spade a spade. Let's look at something that could have been spearheaded by Mark, such as active collaborations between foreign visitors and local talent during Year of Return, with all the incredible talents that passed through Ghana. Which collaboration was done? Could we not have even created studio time to facilitate this? And with the B-list and the D-list artists and actors that come to Ghana, could we not have created something substantive to create some skills sharing? Master classes for industry folks. Master classes, I saw a few.
But even
Trainings
how many
for
of them
they won't go. Training for our talents, etc. Yet all events on who you know basis, etc. He failed to be a bridge. Okay, that's your opinion.
Yeah, I don't have me. If you are criticizing like that, I don't have a problem with that.
No, what I'm saying is that
It's
the
good.
NPP's performance was subpar, but they did not do zilch.
Zero.
They did not do zero because they did something.
Let me ask a question. No, it's okay.
Before we continue,
So all that this industry stakeholder sent to me, it's a she.
Oh no, so
It makes
Kwame,
sense.
But at the end of the
Makes
day,
sense.
I always
They could
say
have done more as a ministry.
But at the end of the day, everybody has their opinion.
Oh yes.
And that's the same way. So she has sent hers. I believe people also have their opinion.
And for all you know, Mark was thinking about these things. If you don't get approval, how do you
remember,
execute
but
them?
even
There are certain
Kwame-
things that people sometimes ask, and it's not even your mandate. So that's why
But even Kwame, you know, before that,
PRO of Ghana Music Awards. Why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that?
it's not your mandate.
It's interesting, but I remember at some point there was even this studio discussion, a studio that was supposed to be built for musicians. You remember these conversations? Yes.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
conversation came up, but I mean, the
And
studio-
according to Mark,
The
they ignored that idea because industry people were like, we don't want it. We don't want studio.
If he's going to talk about it, it will be difficult. Now people say they don't want
They
it.
don't want it.
Why should we do it for you? So yeah, make money.
Yes, you had me on.
Already.
But that's not to say that we don't like high performance.
Yeah.
Oh, we appreciate it.
We appreciate
Our
it.
expectations are very
We are not condoning mediocrity. No.
People were even saying,
But all that I think those who are bashing him did not do right is to make it seem he did not do anything. To say zero, to say zilch means that there wasn't anything done at all. Because I know, for example, all these documentation and the acts and the councils are a way of building the foundation for the creative sector. So yes, we may not be impressed with the performance. It may not have been impactful, but it wasn't zilch.
Right. I have
And I think we have high expectations, and so for the purpose of that, anybody who plays in the space,
that one.
must-
Get ready for it.
You don't have high expectations. We are hungry.
Expectations
No, no be
are-
expectations.
be hunger.
hungry.
We are hungry.
We are hungry, so we will do anything for the money to reach us.
I have a senior journalist who is also telling me that don't call MPs honorable if you're
Yes. Abu sent me a message that we should not call them.
So
Journalists
MPs are honorable.
Abu, sorry, you will not do that again.
So MPs
He said
are
they are
honorable.
also not honorable. He said
the
they are just by their names.
Yeah, so
Really?
if you, as a
Yes.
journalist, you mention them by their names.
No. We need this.
no, he's
education.
talking about
No,
journalists.
relax.
Journalists.
Uh-huh.
So
He said
if,
we
for
should
instance,
not-
me as a journalist, I don't have to call the Jifagwa
Yes.
honorable.
Why?
We don't,
Because I'm a
we don't
journalist.
put it in our
We don't
story.
put
When
it
we
in
are
our
writing
story.
stories.
Like Let me hear that. You don't put it in your story. Doesn't mean what does it mean?
So that means I don't have to necessarily call her.
But
honorable.
is the person can you have the prefix honorable to the person's name?
Not that
when
I
they say
know.
journalist, I don't get it. So
Abu, educate us some more.
Yes, Abu, maybe you have to educate
when we are
us.
writing, we don't
add it.
Add those
you are telling me what you do.
titles
I'm
to-
saying why.
No, it's in journalism there are house styles,
Why?
there are styles, and as part of the styles, we do not. So you can pick the newspaper if you're
Well,
writing.
the house
a story
styles differ from one media house to
one media
another.
house.
Yes,
to
but
the other.
this
You are
is a
still
journalistic style.
Okay, so I think I get where Robert is
the title-
coming
You are
from.
telling me what you do.
Yes,
My
but
question
he
is
wants
why.
He wants to know
So
why.
what you
So
do, I
Abu,
hear
can
you,
you
but
please
I want to
educate
know.
us?
Yeah.
Yes, Abu. So if you can please send us a message to educate us more on this, maybe.
Oh, you are that kind of math
excellence.
teacher who will say, okay, so 2 minus 3 plus this is that. Say why? That is the rule. It is a rule.
I want to know. I mean,
But if you get a proper math teacher, they will teach you. They will
because
tell you.
the thing is, you have a member of parliament
Yeah.
calling you honorable. You hear that language within that
Within.
particular
Right.
chamber. So if you are saying that somebody should not call, we
Then
need
there
to
should be a
understand why.
reason.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, there has to be a reason.
So Abu can actually educate us on that. Also, once Ashes is here, I'd like to use this opportunity to say congratulations to him.
Yo!
Ashes.
What's a concert?
Charlie.
Ashes.
What's a concert?
Oh,
Ashes
man.
and his team put
you
up
want to
a
talk about?
spectacular
this is
event
massive.
last
Yo,
Friday.
please come
Yeah.
and sit here. We want to-
No,
No, we
Oh!
we want
Come
to-
and sit in big deal, big deal.
Oh,
Oh!
Ashes.
I am
They
trying.
burnt the whole auditorium into ashes.
Ashes, we want to celebrate you. Like, you know, we want to say, well, what you see, you let him, he said he wants to listen. We want to
I won't
say,
hide. I won't hide.
we want to say congratulations to you. I think each and every one of us were there that day. I was there. I enjoyed myself. In fact, I came with my mister. You understand? I enjoyed myself. And Kwabena, you see, we've all known Kwabena, but there's something every year. There's something different. And this year was something else. Look, I saw Kwabena perform, and at a point, I said, this is the Kwabena I know. This is him. It was beautiful. Like, it was unique. There was something fine about it. And I want to commend you because I saw how you went up and down. I saw everything you were doing. You ensured every media personality that came to the venue was in there. Take it to a You just wanted us to come and see, experience it, and we did. And I want to say congratulations to you. Thank you so much. It was beautiful. And maybe they can even say more.
Oh yeah, I wrote something about him on Facebook.
Yes, yes.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
I appreciate how far you've come. You and the team have come with Kwabena, because we saw that at a point in time things were not as smooth as we wanted them to be.
Exactly.
But when you came back into the picture, we've seen the change. We've seen the progress.
It's been massive.
Last year's Vitamin Love Night concert was super, but this year's was fantabulous,
Fantabluta.
super duper.
What's that one name, bro?
Fantabulous Fantabluta. So you end up.
I said it was good.
So now
you can know
super
what to
duper.
say.
Yes, add some. Professor, add them. Add more.
If it's finished.
Super duper duper.
And big up to the man Kwabena himself. The performance was
He sing
splendid.
like CD. That Kwabena too normally say CD.
Yo.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
For me,
A man
The
who
boy-
feel no. Hey, so you need shirts.
When you go to the middle,
What is this part
Edem.
to you
Edem.
ladies cry? You make some of us feel so bad.
Kwabena-
So bad. Why?
Relax for me. I actually said it whilst I was there. Ashes.
they bring the woman.
Where?
They bring you to have fun.
They should come and drop
They
us
bring
and
you
go.
to have fun.
Bring us,
They bring you to have fun.
drop us and go.
If you have a message, you
can't guarantee
want to
what
give to
will happen
somebody,
after.
just
You
give
won't
the
go.
message to the person. Don't
Them as I said
go
you.
pass pass some place.
And then as I said, you.
No. I'm talking to Doreen. You get message, give somebody. Tell her,
make it tell her
make it
face.
can't drop you and make you go. Make you no pass somewhere.
But I believe my fellow
and
women
stop
will have
believing.
women will probably have the same thing to say. But listen, well, you can. We were there. The women, we came
And
in
them
our
says
numbers.
you can't trust what you do after. I'm not doing it.
We beg you.
No, but it was beautiful.
No, Charlie,
Congratulations to you. Congratulations.
I think Komna had fun on stage.
Yeah, he did.
This performance, it was like. He was extremely light. I couldn't see any element of stress on his
at
face.
all.
He was there. He was connecting with the people. He gave solid music. He connected with the audience.
Yeah.
He walked in between the audience. He got closer to them. If I were to say, if I were to be in church, I would have said he ministered to the people. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this one, he's all the English that come. Is it serenade? Yes, various portions.
Yeah.
Going to the back. In fact, they were extremely smart this time.
Yeah,
Based off what happened last year. I
Yes.
think last year, I remember if you're walking in that particular space to be able to
In a
revive
perimeter.
with the energy.
Yes.
So he went in there. The microphone stand being there.
There was a stage mounted actually.
Yeah,
this
the
time.
microphone stand there,
Yeah.
and then they mounted lights and everything. They
was
connected with the
beautiful.
people, and I think it was a beautiful improvement on last year. And Charlie, kudos to the team.
But one
And
thing,
those of you who
with
didn't
the
come,
stage
yeah.
in the middle, I noticed.
delayed.
I think the monitors, because
Yeah,
the monitors were
some
behind them,
people.
there was a delay, so some of them were
travel.
singing,
Sound
a bit
travel.
off,
Sound travel, so-
exactly off beat kakra, but it was okay.
But big
It
up
was
to
those who didn't put the in ears.
That was what I was
Okay,
going to say.
some of them didn't have the-
Exactly.
I get it.
Yeah, I
Some of
think
them-
one of them that it got
per se
prior. Yeah,
struggled
cut off.
because of the
yes,
in-ear episode. Realized it quick and then came back.
And they
to
came
the-
for
the main
so
stage.
it was beautiful.
It
So
was
congratulations. And I was going to ask Robert. So TGMA nominations closed.
Yeah, nominations closed. Yeah,
Closed already so soon.
We're waiting for who?
You're waiting for who? One for you, one for
That but him said by now Obi and machine will
You have
fear.
an artist?
Artists, yes, my artists.
your artist. I was going to ask you.
Obi and machine will fear
So
by
it
now.
is closed. So
Yeah,
if
it's
you
closed.
did not, then
No,
Massa
Wala,
Asam
Wala.
You can watch-
Maybe
Wala.
they would also nominate a few.
The person can watch on
No,
TV
if research is able to capture your sound. then
Okay,
maybe possibly.
then
That's-
we're good to go.
unless you are
Can I
Kojo.
also just put in a word based on all the praise and shower that I've gotten? I didn't do it alone. So there's a whole backlog of team that worked with me on this particular event.
Right.
And Albert Ni Ama,
Albert.
solid
Albert,
guy.
oh my darling Albert.
Solid
Yeah.
guy, super solid guy. Albert is the brain behind most of our strategic things we do.
Okay.
Our documentations, everything goes through Albert. Creatively, I am there,
Okay.
but I couldn't do this without Albert, without Ike, our own Ike,
Isaac Hassan.
Isaac Hassan.
Oh,
And then
that boy.
Boy, want to check
That boy.
Yes,
Yeah.
Isaac Hassan. Yes.
Ike. We
Yes.
had two Ikes on this team. There was another Ike from Vitamilk
Yes.
who actually did most of the cards, the creative, the designs, everything that you saw. Richmond, Becca's former manager. Richmond.
Richmond.
Right.
Yes, solid guy.
Wonderful.
Frank Wache, the sound guy, and then honorable short man.
Josh Quay.
Image below.
Yeah, image will. Okay.
We all made it happen.
Right.
The band was excellent, sound was excellent,
Yeah.
lighting was excellent, stage was beautiful,
Costume
on point, And I also want to thank the media. I want to thank you guys so much. Yesterday, Roland said something to me and it struck my attention. He said, bro, at one point in time, we see you struggle. And you wrote something, said, bro, boy. And that settled in a lot of people.
Right.
I want to thank you guys so much. Adam, thank you. Kwame, thank you. Robert, thank you. Doreen, thank you. Agla.
Oh, we love you. We love you.
Philip Nah. Thank you so
That's
much,
one
my
who
brother.
came to sit there like he was some good boy. No?
Thank you so much. And then the other Adam was
Naite.
Adam Naite.
Right.
Thank you. Vitamilk, thank you. And thank you, Ghana. Thank you for coming and celebrating with us. I mean, we do this for you. This is all for you. Eka womudie. We go all out to make sure that people smile. One thing that caught my attention and it made me like very satisfied. I had to see somebody off to the gate after the show. And when I was coming, everybody you met was happy.
Emotionally
happy, yes.
satisfied.
Emotionally satisfied. I remember at one point I went to the backstage to tell Frank Wache something. I think when he was playing adult music.
Okay.
When I got there was this guy and this lady by the wall.
So long, cool.
Can't confirm. I said, Jim tax.
Immediately the guy saw me. I think he's been to our shows one or twice.
Okay.
So when he heard Kwabena play the adult music and he saw me, he said, Krachi, If they can't close us, we don't get anywhere with the go. Allow us day.
Yes.
So I mean, hey, next year will be better. We hope that God will give us a great show. And the media, once again, I say thank you. I can't stop thanking the media. Each one of you did something wonderful for us.
I mean, it's like the whole guy.
That's why you should always,
because on the night there
multimedia
were shows,
especially.
There were shows.
There were other shows.
There were shows,
but there was a show.
Yeah.
There were other shows on the night. But there was a show.
And let me just read these messages and then we can quickly wrap up. Kojuenchi says that Nanaba was said the topic on Charlotte Ojo's divorce was needless to discuss on the show. On the other hand, she went against Mac, making similar statements about topics of discussions on United Showbiz. Isn't that double standards? Clearly, she has personal issues against Mac. Samuel Kwesi Asante said, and Fakash Cannon says everyone has his or her own freedom of speech. Her speech wasn't an attack. That's how she feels about him, and she has every right to say it. In my opinion, Mac didn't do enough, period. And these are the messages I have right here. Now, before you go, let me tell you people.
In their opinion, what Mac didn't do enough.
Enough, yes.
That's fine.
And that's
fair. But zero, nothing, no.
But did I see Mr. Hagler
he collect tickets. We don't know who he will be.
No, it'd be like I see him for
when you know they show.
Okay, you know, coming.
Listen to what I'm saying. He collect tickets.
Okay.
Do you want to know where I was?
Why did they run away?
No, do you want to know?
Yes.
I was with my wife.
Okay.
Are you okay now?
Okay. No, doing adult things with adult music.
It was my wife's birthday.
So the ticket there.
I gave it to a friend. To a female friend.
Is your wife aware?
Yes. Are you okay? No, are you okay now?
Yes, I am.
Does the wife know the name of that friend?
Does mommy know?
Does mommy know that you are here?
Before I go, listen. Emirates from Accra. Robert,
you make your face like Stony. They can't talk. Why they can't fight?
They can't open my files.
Well, in Emirates economy,
that's why the beggar.
You always have files.
Listen, right now, Emirates said that with their cuisine from Accra to wherever you're going to, right now they're bedrian. Omujinemu. If you're going to pick Emirates, please. Mr. Economy, no.
The way I'm saying it in Tree,
do
they have a food?
I'm
only checking. Like,
otherwise
they say it in English.
Okay, but their food is fantastic.
Good.
Yes, I've had the opportunity to be on there. Their food is is fantastic. Everything in there is beautiful. So please, when you go on there, just know that you are going to get something special for yourself. So. Yep, it's all about Emirates. You can go more of it on Emirates.com. Just go on there and have a good time. And don't forget to Betway dear. See, I said Betway dear. Always about Betway. And Belesta products. Yes, you can also get Robert, you are doing your hair. I have some products for you. I haven't gotten them yet.
Do my hair too.
What do you do to your hair, Kwame?
I do my hair. See, I do it.
What do you call this one?
It is. How do we call this one? Oh, now we expect in.
It's in pesams.
Pesams. And Kwame, what's and Robert, what's yours?
Macaroni.
Listen, you can call Belesta on 0538-569993. I take the number again, 0538-569993. And once you go to them, you can get everything hair products from them. They are actually